Well, we're starting, Troy, no matter what. So you recording now? All right, good. I can see you over there in the corner. This is okay. So we don't only have people here, we have people there. So we can see. Yeah, it's kind of cool, huh? All right. Great. Actually, you're going to have to hold on 1 second, though. Hold on 1 second because I got something. What?
Share screen.
We're not sharing anything yet.
Screen.
You just got, yeah. There's nothing to share. Brilliant, Joe. Okay, hold on 1 second. 1 second. I got to do something really quick. 1 second.
Everybody can hear me though, right? You guys can all hear me. And I can hear Brian. Brian just can't hear me for some reason. I don't know why. It's technicalities. We'll get it worked out.
I would cover mine. I cover mine too.
You'll have to thank me because this is all my doing.
Here we go.
I wanted this, so.
Yeah, I hope if you guys have a side view of me, so I hope I shaved everything over. I don't know. I guess. Troy, you recording? All right, good. All right. All right. Well, eventually we'll get this right? Okay. Well, welcome everybody to our training tonight. I'm excited to have you here and excited to be back from Sundance, Utah, with our leadership training we had this last weekend. And I've been going to these trainings for about 10 years now. And we've had a couple different guest speakers there at Sundance. And what's interesting this year is we had a new speaker here at Sundance, or there at Sundance. And this lady is actually helping us with our branding, Take Shape Like branding. And she's been working with corporate, and she's working with the top field leaders and having them come together. And it's been a lot of fun to watch because we really haven't had great marketing, advertising. We really haven't, and we really don't know. We really haven't had our brand because we have MetaFast over here. We have Take Shape, we have the coaches and all that, and we really have a lot more to offer than just weight loss. And sometimes I think when we first started out, when I started 14 years ago, I think we really were diet coaches. That's really what we were. I mean, because we didn't have the habits belt system. We didn't have everything else. We didn't even have really a lot of success as far as financially too to look at for people to check out. And now we've got basically all of the things that we need to be successful. And you would think, well, you guys already have some success, right? I mean, we were a $300 million company, 300 billion, not yet, $300 million company. And when I first started, we were about a $5 million company. And we've come a long ways. We have we're very stable company. We're a debt-free company. We don't have any debt. In fact, we have about, I think it's 60 million in reserves or something like that. So we're not worrying about that. We have about 10,000 active coaches servicing about 100,000 clients and patients right now. And that's what's producing our revenue. And what's interesting about that is 95% of our revenue comes from our clients. So we are a very stable business. I mean, they go to MetaFast and get product if they want to, the same price. Of course, they're not going to have a coach, right? So it's very interesting. We're priced right in the marketplace. We are at the right place at the right time. And one thing that about this Sundance, and like I said, I've been to the last 10 of them. This is our 10th Sundance. Well, we had about 200 people there, and I look back 10 years ago. We didn't even have 200 people at our convention that was held in Utah. So we have 200 leaders, and we had basically integrated nationals and higher at that event. So if you look at that, you look at integrated nationals or higher, that represents people that are basically making 6 figures, or some of them making 7 figures at this business. So you think about that and you go, okay, that's pretty good. I mean, people are making money there. But what does that really represent as far as not the number, not the transactional piece of it, but the transformation? What does that actually represent? It represents over 100,000 lives changed. That's what it represents. It represents 10,000 coaches. 1,000 of those coaches are in the average or range there, about $30,000 a year in income or higher. That's pretty significant. You know, it only takes about 30 clients to do that. So if you look at what we have and what we have to offer, it's amazing. But this Sundance was actually it was the best one. Now every year I say that, but it really was the best one. There was more clarity there. We're really on track to really change the health of America. Now, I'm going to read this real quick, and then I'm going to bring up Tony and Bryn. They can tell you what they got out of Sundance. But one thing that I'm looking at right now is the fact that I'm having so much fun. I love what I do. I've always loved what I've done. But this is the thing, is over the last 4 years, I've been building my house. I've been doing other things. We've had a lot of things going on in our life, like everybody else does. But I've been able to kind of take a back seat a little bit. Now I go to the trainings once a month, and a lot of times here we have weekly meetings. I'm starting to come now to the weekly meetings, but I wasn't really for the last 4 years. Brenda, Tony, you can tell me if I'm. I mean, I wasn't really as engaged. I would take calls. People would call me, but I wasn't really putting in a lot of time in my business. But yet the income still kept on coming in because we have what's called a residual income model. We have what's called an equity business where you can build it up to a certain point, and if you want to take some time off, you can. I don't recommend taking 4 years off, but I mean, I didn't take 4 years off. I mean, I was there, but I wasn't as engaged. And now I've got people that I'm signing up in the program and in the business, and I'm seeing what we have now versus what we had before. And I'm going, this is so cool. I love this. I love doing this. I was on some calls today. I was like, this is so much fun. I love helping change people's lives. If you really want to help change people's lives and in the process change yours, this is for you. If you don't really want that and all you want to do is sell Medifast, then the door's there. Because that's not what we do. If all you want to do is put someone in a diet, we don't want you. What we want is people that want to actually transform their own lives by helping other people transform theirs. And I will tell you this, you can always learn more. You can always grow. You never arrived. In fact, you're always either going in one direction or the other, right? And I've been kind of maintaining and kind of doing some things. And now I'm like, I don't know, just like, I'm like having fun. I mean, it wasn't like I wasn't having fun, but I'm having a lot of fun bringing in people and watching people change their lives and now bringing in new people and watching them change their lives. So one thing I wanted to say something here, and that is from this lady, her name's Helen Irwin, and she works with big companies. Like I think the last one she said she worked with was a $36 billion company. So that's a big company, right? We're small potatoes, Utah, Idaho. We're small potatoes compared to some of these big companies out there. But she always wants to work with companies that are mission driven. She could care less about companies that are just selling something. She wants a mission behind it. And she loves our mission. Who wouldn't love our mission? Really, who wouldn't love our mission? She loves what we have to offer, but we've had to kind of dial it in and kind of figure out kind of who we are. Because we have people going this way, and we didn't have a unified system. Now we do have a training system. We didn't have all that. And so it's been kind of difficult the last few years to really figure out where we are, what we're doing and all that. Even though we've had a lot of people come in and do well. But now we're kind of on that edge of something just awesome. Like I could see us going to $1 billion in no time at all. Really, I can't. And not even that, because I was just thinking of some of the other companies out there, what we have to offer, how much we already are doing. I was thinking we could, looking forward, we could be doing $1 billion a month. And what does that represent? What does that represent? Millions of people getting healthy. That's what it represents. What does it also represent? A bunch of people in here making good money and having the time to do the things they want to do in life and fulfilling their dreams. So I'm just going to read this real quick, and then I'll get on with Tony and Brendan, and they come up, and we're going to do it. We have a great training for you tonight. So this is who we are. Well, I want you to listen very carefully. Sorry I don't have it on the screen. Take a listen. We are agents of transformation. This is who we are as coaches of Take Shape for Life. We are agents of transformation. Make sure everybody can hear. Okay. We know people are at their most fulfilled when they're pursuing what matters most to them in life. We understand that people can feel powerless in shaping their physical, mental, and financial well-being. In a world where the path to optimal health is littered with ineffective solutions and deceptions, which is why Take Shape for Life inspires and equips you to live optimal days through a philosophy of proven systems grounded in what works. Because we are enthusiastic about the potential we see in people, interested in their dreams they want to fulfill, purposeful in promoting optimal living, and magnetic because the results people achieve with us are simply extraordinary. So we are for people who are ready to take personal responsibility for their optimal health and life. That's who we are. And we learned a lot from our leadership event, and we'll be going through some of that later on. But I want to bring up global directors, Tony and Brenda Ball.
Thank you, Brian. We're going to share a couple of takeaways real quick from Sundance to get started. I'm going to have Brenda go first.
Well, Brian sort of primed you for what we learned, and it was really different this year for me too. I talked to a whole bunch of people who said they didn't leave feeling overloaded with information, but more filled up at a heart level. And a few things that really were impactful for me were, one is that the way that I lead as a coach and coaches or coaching clients is out of my own personal transformation. And for me, that was anytime I talk about my transformation, it was physical, emotional, and spiritual for me, that they all came together. And it's, as one person, we have different parts of us, but we can't just remove the physical part from us and ignore us, or the emotional part. And so really, when we help other people, it's that authenticity that flows out of us based on what's happening in our own lives, in our own hearts. And so they really talked about that a lot this week. And that's what makes this different than anything we've ever done, is that it's real. It's based on authenticity and something that's really true for us, not just a business model or a good product or whatever, although we have those and they're good, but it's really coming from a true person. You don't have to be one person over here and a different person in your personal life. So I love that. And then another huge thing was talking about the potential in each of us, and that looks different for all of us. I don't have to be like Tony. I couldn't even if I tried. And that what I'm becoming is what's important, not where I've been. And so that was really cool too. And whatever that looks like is awesome. And I can decide as I'm moving along. It doesn't have to be all thought out and methodically planned. And then the other thing Brian mentioned a little while ago, this has been a really stretching, hard year for me. I lost both of my parents, and deepest sorrow I've ever felt. And Tony has given me lots of space, and I have had space to grieve. And if I had to go to work every day, I don't know if I would have been able to do that. I'm sure a lot of you have been through deep grief, and you know the pain that is. And so it's been so beautiful for me to have space to do that. And this weekend, we came from my dad's memorial service and went right into Sundance, and I was a little apprehensive about doing that. I wasn't sure if I'd be in the room most of the time or in the events, and either one would have been okay. But what I took in was, it felt like this space between where I was at the memorial service before I got home. It felt like kind of the safe zone. And it was a really cool thing for me to realize that, for me, all I need to do is take small stretches from where I am right now. And Helen mentioned this weekend that if we see our stretches as too big, it makes us anxious. But if they're too small, then we get bored or lose purpose. And so, you know, you hear people talk about getting out of your comfort zone. And I always felt like that meant do stuff that you hate doing and you don't want to do and makes you really feel like you want to die. And it's really not about that. It's more about who I am, what my strengths are, what are the small stretches that are manageable for me. And that's all I'm responsible for today. And so those seem probably to some of you like, really? I mean, that's it? But that's really what we get to live out of, is whatever's going on inside of us and what we're learning and growing, we can just share it and let it flow out of us to the people that are around us. And I love that because I don't have to be anything that great. I can just be me.
I was really blown away at Sundance because you always expect to be taught something transactional, something you can go do to grow your business. And of course, there's always some of that there. Well, that's always a part of it. But a lot like what Brenda said, that the transformational part is what they were focused on. And that was neat because that allowed me to start processing more of where am I in my life and as a person, and all the things that go on inside that, you know, a busy seminar or training would have just had me focused on taking all those notes and all that stuff. And so many of the notes I was taking was just about me and my process of myself. And then they had these little breakaway workshops, you know, like just turn to the person next to you or the 3 people around you for the next 5 minutes or 45 minutes or something. And I've always hated those. I don't like role playing. I don't like breaking up into small groups. I don't pay attention real good. So I have to, that's the ADD part of me. ADD can help you get off track really fast. What was I saying? Yeah, broken into small groups. And the gal that I sat with and we shared back and forth, it was so awesome because what came out of that was realizing that, and I forget what the topic was, but what I got out of that was I've been letting my past dictate my future. And because they were trying to teach us about, you know, seeing the future and then living in it now. And I don't know that we'll get into that tonight, but it was really amazing. But I realized that what I see in the future for our business has been dictated by the past. So I got up and spoke in front of everyone and just said, this is our 7th Sundance and we've never brought anybody with us, which is really discouraging because you want to be growing other teams and bringing them with you. Yes, we have people that make more than 2, almost 3 times their income that they used to work when they had a job, and thanks to TSFL and working together and stuff, and just having this opportunity that we passed along to them. Another gal just works 1.5 days a week as a nurse because she wants to be home with her daughters, and this has allowed her to do that. So we have lots of great stories like that, but you want to bring people with you to places like Sundance because of how amazing it is. And so I said, we've never brought anybody with us, but what I learned during the breakout session was I'm letting my past of never bringing anybody with us and all the efforts and all the different things we've tried to do to grow our business to the next level, and the fact that it hasn't happened has kind of had me in that spot of thinking it's never going to happen. Not consciously, but, well, we've tried this before and we've only gotten so far. Now, if you're going to plateau, 6 figures is not something to feel sorry for somebody about. So I'm thankful for the last 3 years that we've been in 6 figures, even though we haven't had the growth that we've wanted. But looking at the last 13 months, 14 months, when Brenda's mom first got sick and Brenda would go down for 3 days and then stay for 10, I was so thankful that she didn't have to come back to those 2 jobs that she used to have when we first started TSFL. And she could go back and forth as needed. And that was a beautiful thing. And then when we lost her mom, and then to be able to go down as a family and to take our family with us, not having a clue that, you know, coming back and putting all of our energy into our son's wedding and my other son's engagement, that all of a sudden Brenda's dad was just going to take a dive. I mean, it was just, you know, can somebody just stop this merry-go-round for a few minutes so we can catch our breath? And then it was down there for a week, and instead of celebrating 27 years of parenting, now that we're empty nesters at Pismo Beach, which was our plan, we spent that week with her dad. And thank God, I mean, only he knew that when 5 months before that, when I booked those airline reservations, that it was going to be to go spend that last week with Brenda's dad instead of at Pismo Beach. So we're going back to Pismo Beach for 2.5 weeks in January and February. but which is awesome that we get to do that. We'll celebrate 27 years of parenting then. But right now, living in the moment of where we're at and the reality of life, and that these are the curveballs that happen sometimes. You almost start thinking, okay, what's the next shoe going to drop, or when's it going to drop? What's it going to be? But they go, no, wait a second. We're living in the moment. What we've done with Take Shape for Life, we grew our business really fast for the first 2.5 years, and then just plateaued. And visiting with Bryan on that, it's okay. And to not feel guilty, not to feel ashamed, not to feel like, oh man, so many people around us are growing. It's just, this is our life right now. And so this has afforded us the opportunity to be in the moment. I've never seen my wife have so many tears, and that's fine. But how thankful we both are that she didn't have to run off to work someplace. And she still calls some clients every week, and she still has a heart to help her chosen few that she's, right? I mean, we just let her work the hours that she wants to work. So, but the beautiful thing is that she's been able to process and grieve, and there's more to come. So all that to say, we want to give you some of the heart behind the business, and this entire year, we still never dipped below $10,000 in income per month. And I think, and I've done 3-way calls, and I've done this and that, but I haven't grown. I haven't been in growth mode. I've even apologized to some of my coaches, just saying, we haven't been here to lead you. But the beautiful thing is, especially now with all the tools that are coming out, that we can all learn from the same unified system. And anyway, just a few things that Bryan had asked us to talk about before we got started, and we're going to dive into about 20 minutes of training or so. So I'm going to turn it back over to Brenda, but we just, this is a business of heart. We've done other businesses before. I was so afraid when my coach, when I said, how'd you lose weight? And he said, Take Shape for Life. He said, you should be a coach. I'm like, is this like Amway or something? Because you're trying really hard to get me to be a coach right now. And I was like, been there, done that, want nothing to do with that kind of thing. And then I learned that I could just become a coach and help a bunch of people get healthy. And that's all I did. And it wasn't until later that I started helping some of them become coaches, because I realized here I am making $5,000 a month servicing 50 clients, and I'm not giving that opportunity to any of my clients. And then when I started doing that, that started to change everything, which was really a neat thing. But I did want to say that with all the training that you get and all the online stuff, which is amazing, try to remember one thing. Takes me back to when our coach kit came. There was 4 3-ring binders in that box. I was working 10 or 15 hours a day, 5-6 days a week. I never pulled those out, but I had 50 clients. So I knew how to help people do what I was doing. And I want to remind you that you're just trying to help people. For so many people right now, all they can think about is, I need to lose weight, I need to lose weight, I need to lose weight. But you're just, and whether you've lost weight or not, it's really easy program to put people on. Remember, that's the first thing. So when you're taking in all the training, don't worry about if you don't get it all, or if it feels overwhelming, or there's lots of steps. It's all being simplified. But just remember that you just want to help people at least to get started, so they can start their goals, so that in their first 3 days, they can lose 9 pounds between the 2 of them, if I may. You guys told me that when you got here. That's the first step of what they're after. Didn't take them long to order their coach kit, and they realize the potential of helping others. But that's the beauty of it. Help people just get what they're wanting, and be good listeners. And don't let the training or information bog you down, because that can slow you down. And just take it as you can, whatever can fit into your life.
So what we're hoping to do is to give you guys just some first steps. Some of you guys are beyond this, but the new training modules are really designed to help it be simple, to know how to walk through, to just get the information you need when you need it. So you can ask your business coach about where to start, but the best place to start is in module 1. And then it's also designed where you can take it in bite-sized pieces. So there's videos on there that are the top leaders in our company, people who are really doing it, out there doing what they're teaching to do. And so you can just, if you have 10 minutes here and there, just plug in a video and then talk to your coach about it and say, here's what I learned, how can I implement this? And it's full of not only videos, but then there's resources, and they're all right there. It's very neat and tidy compared to how it's been in the past, where you had to look all over for things. So if you're a coach already, you've probably been into your back office, which is called My Office in Motion. There's a training tab when you first, along the top, when you first log in. If you click on that, it'll pop up module 1, 2, 3, and 4. And so what will happen is you open it and you can just follow it through, and it remembers where you are. It kind of bookmarks it. So if you have 10 minutes right now and you watch a video and you start plugging along and you have to leave, then it'll ask you, where do you want to start where you left off next time? And so it really is simple the way that it's designed to do, and I mean to work. And so we hope that that'll work well for you. But if you're confused, if it seems like you don't know where you are, you have your business coach available to you. And we also have a field support team at Take Shape for Life called Field First. And they're available to us as health coaches to answer questions for us, to guide us. You know, if there's anything that happens you're not sure about, they can help us too. So what we're going to do is work through one thing. You know how Tony said he hated those things where you get in groups? Well, we're not going to make you get in groups.
You guys have something to share on the screen?
It's not something to, well, we could. And is Rita, I mean, not Rita, did Charlotte step out? Okay, because we have some handouts for you guys. And then, we don't have handouts, Charlotte?
I don't have any.
Oh, you didn't print that, what we talked about?
No, I don't have copies to do it with.
Gotcha. Okay, Sherry, can you come pull this up for me while I'm doing this?
There we go.
I want the, actually, you know what? I don't even know if I need this.
Buddy just told me what I needed to do over here. And then there's a password.
Can you just see if you can find that in module number 1?
I think this is so they can see you guys.
Oh,
That's what it is, I guess. I don't know what this is.
Okay, so what we want to start with is the very first thing that's helpful for us to know how to do when we first get started is to know how to tell our story really briefly. And it's your story wherever you are right now. You know, if you're in your first week and you've lost 5 pounds, how exciting is that? That's actually, when we were in process, that was the most exciting time of huge growth in our business, because people were seeing us from week to week and saying, you are smaller this week than you were last week. What's going on?
See that? Did you guys share screen?
That's on there.
It is on there. But they're only seeing Sherry,
There you
Brenda,
go.
and Tony.
Share screen. There you go. Okay. There you go.
Can you guys listen while this is going on? Okay.
Okay, it's up now.
So anyway, we want to get our stories in a nutshell so that you can tell somebody just really briefly. And you want to tell people who are interested, but you don't know if they're interested unless you tell them what you're doing, what's going on, right? And so one of the tools we like to use, and it's in the first module, and it's what am I going to say and how will I say it? And so, you know, it takes practice to say something really concisely and to even think about what you want to say. And so the worksheet that's in there that you can print out, or all these things you can do the work on there. You can print it out and do it depending on if you're a tick paper kind of person or an online kind of person. But I'm going to read you the questions that it leads to, and then we're going to just real quickly turn to somebody beside you.
How many have done the modules so far?
And how many have your story in 1 minute, like a 3 bullet point kind of way where you feel comfortable?
Still working on it. But.
Okay, yeah. And that's why we're doing this kind of stuff, so that, because it's, sometimes you mean to do it or you think about it, but it doesn't get done.
I mean, I don't know. Okay,
You bigger.
I'm in one. How do you think?
Make
Is
screen
it in
bigger.
the resources on that page?
Oh,
You
so
tell me,
I shouldn't
Siri,
have clicked into
Is
it.
that telling Siri to make the screen bigger? No. I'm seeing my brother's text.
Okay, so here, when you're thinking about getting your story into just a 1 minute or less kind of topic, you're going to think about what led you to Take Shape for Life. What are 4 positive things that have happened as a result of your experience with Take Shape for Life that you're excited to share with others? What do you want to help others? Why do you want to help others with Take Shape for Life? How did you feel before you came to Take Shape for Life? How do you feel now? And you don't have to cover all that, but those are just things to kind of get you started. And so for me, my 3 bullet point, mine's probably less than a minute because I usually have limited words. And so mine is 6 years ago, I was 50 pounds heavier than I am now. And we ran into a friend who had lost weight on the program. And Tony said, "What have you done?" And I had pretty much given up hope with losing weight because it had been such a lifelong struggle. But we decided to try one more time. And within the first week, I'd lost 5 pounds and my mind totally opened because that had never happened for me. And I was feeling great. And after that, we just kept going. I was and couldn't believe I was at a healthy weight for the first time in my whole adult life, even from the time I was a teenager, because I started struggling earlier. So I just feel like I've totally transformed and lived in a really free way since then, where it's, I still pay attention, but it doesn't own me anymore. So anyway, it's just, that's just my story. And so I won't relate to everybody. Not everybody will relate to me, but that's my story. And there's 100,000 other stories out there too. So it's just trying to get there where if somebody says, "What are you doing? I'm noticing you're smaller." Or people will say, "Are you sick? What's going on?" Or whatever it is, that you have something that you feel comfortable saying back to them. So anyway, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see all these questions, but let me just go over this briefly again, and then maybe you guys can just turn to the person that's next to you and just tell, if you already know your story, practice it. And this will just be kind of the first time you do it, and then you can do this again with your business coach. But it's just really cool to get your head around it and start thinking about what you would say if somebody asked you, so you're not stuck with I don't know, that kind of thing. Okay, so the questions again are: what led you to take Shape for Life? What are 4 positive things that have happened? And it can be 1 positive thing or 3 or whatever. And then why do you want to help others? And how did you feel before you came to take Shape for Life? And how do you feel now? Okay, and I'll scroll this up a little bit so you can see. So just kind of pair yourselves up a little bit, and some brave ones say, "I'll start," and just go. Okay, and we'll give you about what?
About a minute and a half each. Guys, serious, about a minute and a half, okay?
So if you don't have a story and say what side of break you want to be on, right? So, that's what we see on it. So it's not a big thing. No, that's what they see. That's what they see. That's what they see. Yeah, this is a big thing. If you look at the large screen next to the X, so that's everything's fine. He's just okay, time to switch. Draw the line. Everybody, stop where you're at, switch. Ready? Okay, you got a minute and a half for the next person to talk. Don't be taking their time. Okay, next person. Ready, go.
I figured everybody didn't want to hear that. What do you guys think so far? Is this pretty not too bad for putting something together like this? So you guys can all watch this?
I really like it. I think it's awesome. I think that it's it's not. I don't know. It's different seeing it from the side. I would like to see the speaker straight on.
Well, and that's the thing, is that what we're going to do is we're going to try a couple different views, because this is like, I basically scrambled with Buddy to kind of get a couple of them. You see the audience. The problem is if we go all the way to the back, it's too far and you won't be able to see.
I can give you a solution. Mine a little nice microphone, and then you can put a regular camera on a tripod, kind of a little closer up front, like front row. It would help.
Mm-hmm. No, I think you're right. It's just, we're going to kind of perfect things, and then next time around I think it'll be really good, and then everybody can chime in. And right now we're recording this, so it'll be good. It'll be good to have this, and you guys can, coaches that didn't get it, that will be able to have that. So
I think it's great. I just think I wish more people would be on it.
yeah.
That's the thing.
Joanne, you need to put it out to your group too. You've got lots of people in there.
I did. I did. I put it on my page, and
we'll have it a little bit earlier next time too, so that way we can plan a little more ahead. This was something I talked to Bryan Tuesday about, and I basically said, this is what we need to do in order for everybody to be on, everybody be part of it. We can have up to 100 people on Zoom. So, next time we really want to build it bigger.
Well, it's just like the Habits of Health class that we did, that I did, on Tuesday. We need a bigger audience. We need more time to promote.
Yep. No, it's all in the works. It's all just a matter of, kind of figuring everything out and what works for everything. So
the Habits of Health class got better and better, though. Yeah. And I think this will too.
Yeah, it will. Just
I start somewhere.
All right, let's unmute him.
I like it.
Okay. Let's see.
Dan Valentine, and I'm certified health coach and presidential director with Take Shape for Health. I'm excited to talk to you today about getting off to a great start as a health coach. Let's talk about reaching the first benchmark in the business, which is senior coach, and achieving it within 30 days or less. I remember when I first became a health coach, all this was really new to me. I had a lot of preconceived concepts and mindsets, not to mention a few fears and hesitancies. But I decided to do two things from the very beginning. First, I was going to work hard. And second, I was going to stay connected to my business coach, and I was going to trust the system and not wait to be perfect. I believe it was these decisions early on that helped Megan and I achieve the rank of presidential director within 11 months. And we had an absolute blast doing it. This system really does work. So let's get started. What is senior coach? Senior coach is the very first rank you can reach in TSFL on your business path. It's actually a pretty simple process. Your business coach and mentorship team will be there with you every step of the way. What do you have to do to reach senior coach? Simply bring in 5 people to our optimal health community. They could be 5 clients, 5 coaches, or a combination of clients and coaches. When orders are placed in these business entities and your group volume is over 1,200, you're a senior coach. With the average first order of a new client around $300, hitting senior coach with 5 orders is relatively easy to achieve. So why is senior coach important, and what does it mean? First of all, and most importantly, it means that you're successfully assisting others in achieving optimal health, and that in itself is one of the greatest rewards. Second, as a senior coach, in addition to the weekly 15% client support commissions, you'll also receive an extra 5% client support bonus on all of your orders for the month that you reach senior coach. This bonus is paid on the 15th of the next month, and it's based on your total volume for the entire month. So it's important to hit the qualifications before the last day of the month to earn that additional bonus. And third, reaching senior coach sets you up for future success. Since senior coach is the building block of our duplication system, when you reach it quickly, it helps you create momentum and an example for others to follow. I also want to tell you about another exciting bonus that's available to you only for the first 30 days as a new health coach. On your way to senior coach, the company offers you a one-time bonus as an incentive for getting off to a quick start. It's called your CAB, Client Acquisition Bonus. You earn your CAB when you bring on board 5 clients or coaches with combined orders of over 1,000 FLV frontline volume in your first 30 days from activating your health coach business. That bonus is an additional $100. Just a great way to start earning some additional cash right out of the gate and for getting into action. So just to be clear, you earn your $100 CAB when you generate 1,000 in frontline volume with 5 orders from clients and or coaches within your first 30 days of becoming a coach. You reach senior coach when you have orders from 5 separate clients or coaches and 1,200 group volume in any calendar month. So if you reach senior coach and hit your CAB along the way in the first month, you should earn well over $400 for helping other people get healthier. Everyone travels at a different pace, but I found that coaches who come out of the gate strong usually achieve the most in TSFL. There's something about getting started right away that sets the stage for your future success. I've seen some coaches achieve the rank of senior coach in as little as 1 day, while others may take longer. Your pace will be determined by the actions you take and how well you follow the plan laid out in this video and by your mentorship team. The bottom line is everyone can do this. There are no shortages of people who need our help. Help 5 or more people and you become senior coach. It's that simple. So what's the strategy? The strategy for reaching senior coach is simple. Just follow these steps and stay connected to your mentorship team and you'll make it. First of all, lay a good foundation. Know that it's possible for you. Believe that it's possible. Lots of coaches hit senior coach in their first month. So why not you? You just follow the simple strategy and do the work. You will achieve it. Second, just set out to help some people and to meet their needs, not to sell something or try to get someone. Take your eyes off of yourself and look at how our offer can really, truly benefit others. So here's your first 3 steps. Number 1 is your top 10 candidates. From your contact worksheet, this is the list of candidates that you've been writing down. Select your top 10 people that you want to approach first. Who's on your heart? Who do you know that would benefit from this program? Or by becoming a coach, be coworkers, family, your closest friends, maybe Facebook friends, your Christmas card list, cell phone contacts, whoever, just who's on your heart and who do you want to reach out to. Then determine, based on that list, if they're most interested in the weight loss and health side of the program or the opportunity to become a health coach or even build a health coach team. Star the names that are ready to get healthy. These are the ones that's going to be easiest to start a conversation with, and start with those. Work with your mentor and discuss each candidate and the best way to reach out to them. Also, give yourself a deadline as to when you will want to have reached out to all 10 people on your list, or at least have started a conversation. Look for windows to bring up the program and the business opportunity. They'll be there. Number 2 is your story. This is very important. Complete the what am I going to say worksheet and work with your business coach to develop your story. A couple of tips, if you just look at where were you, where are you now? Not only the weight you've lost, but what have you gained? What have you gotten out of TSFL and how can you share that with others? Write it down and practice it so it becomes second nature. And then number 3, and also very important, set up some 3-way calls or online video conferencing or even face-to-face meetings with your business coach or mentorship team and your candidates. The best way to learn how to share our offer is through three-way conversations with your business coach. Be an apprentice and a good student. Learn from your business coach. They have been there and they know how to do this, and they can teach you. Find out your candidate's why before you tell them the how. Your business coach will show you how to discover this amazing process. A couple of extra tips for you on your way to senior coach. Be sure to keep adding new candidates to your contact worksheet. Everyone you share the program with, or anyone who inquires about the program, anyone on your heart, add them to your contact worksheet. And then for those that you've made a connection with and shared what you're doing, write those names down on your connections list for follow-up later. Remember, no doesn't necessarily mean that someone won't eventually become a client or a health coach. If someone says no, write down the words "not yet" in your notes and remember to follow up later. The timing might not be right for everyone. Manage your expectations. Don't be attached to the outcome. Just share the offering. You control your destiny. If someone isn't ready now, share our offer with someone else to reach your goals. There are plenty of people out there. When appropriate and the timing is right, explore health coaching with your clients as well. Use your best judgment on when to do this. Many clients become health coaches. Once you have your first 5 clients, determine which 1 or 2 of those are going to be your best coach candidates. A good mindset to have is everyone becomes a coach. That way you won't prejudge someone and you'll present the offer to everyone. In closing, once you've reached the rank of senior coach, and you will achieve it, celebrate. You're helping at least 5 people create health and a better life. Then connect with your business coach or mentorship team right away and set your next goal. You are on your way to helping a lot of people and creating the trilogy of optimal health: healthy body, mind, and finances for others, for yourself, and for your family. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video.
Let's hear it from Brenda holding that mic the whole time. In case you didn't catch us at the beginning, when Dan is introducing himself, by the time he became a health coach, became a presidential director in 10 months. Insane. He has 10 executive director teams, people that he's helped reach that 30,000 a month, 30,000 a year level or higher. Anyway, last New Year's Day, so me and some buddies were down in Phoenix for the Fiesta Bowl, watching our Broncos beat Arizona, and Doug Wood put us up in his guest home, me and my buddies, and then he said, "Hey, you guys want to come over and watch the Oregon game on New Year's Day with us?" And so we came over there, and I met this guy named Dan Valentine, who was in the process of losing weight, and he'd become a coach at convention, and I heard that he was getting off to a good start. But I just want to let you know that his first month, I think he had 1 client. And so nothing about this was handed to him like, on a silver platter or anything like that. He just worked. He talked to his mentor, what do I need to do this and do this and do this? And he said, then I just doubled it. Whatever they said I should do, I just doubled it. And he was just an absolute workhorse. And so everybody's timing, like you said, is different. But knowing, I think the biggest thing that I got out of Sundance, what I was talking to you earlier, recognizing that I had been letting my past limitations dictate my future, and then to reestablish that belief because I was around, because I was around people that are where I want to be, and realizing that we all put our socks on the same way. It's just a matter of, are you going to develop that work ethic, and then how big is your heart? How many people do you want to share with? Where do you draw that line? So he got out of his own way. He just went out and did the work. So we're going to bring up Sherry. One of the things that Dan did masterfully, but yet made a lot of mistakes along the way, was using Facebook. And it's fun. You can go become friends with him on Facebook, and then go back and look at what he was doing a year ago when he was in the action point of really, and he still is, of really growing his business so rapidly. And just go look at his posts and glean from some of those things. I just had a coach today in California who just got started, and I said, go make friends with Charlene Green. Send her a friend request. That gal just tore it up as well. And she was always on Facebook, just posting she and her daughter's weight loss, some of her friends' weight loss. She just kept being on Facebook all the time, not throwing up on people, not making them feel like, get out of here, but tastefully. And so go glean from people like that. And here's Sherry who is also a master at Facebook. Come on, Jake.
All right, so Tony teed that up perfectly for me because I don't do anything original on Facebook. I just am friends with a bunch of health coaches, and I just duplicate what they do because that's our business, right? We're not trying to reinvent the wheel. We're just looking to build a business of duplication. That way your coaches can do it as well. So just quick show of hands so I can get a feel for kind of where we're all at. Raise your hand if you have a Facebook page. Okay. Raise your hand if you're using it to promote Take Shape. Okay, cool. So that, I mean, it's kind of like half and half a little bit. That's honestly a good place to start. Like if you haven't started promoting Take Shape on your page yet, I would say start by increasing your audience first. So go through and like look at all those people that are suggested to you to be friends with and start adding them as friends, right? And then start building relationships just as you would face-to-face by liking and commenting on people's photos, sending private messages, just sending love to everyone. And my advice is to consistently do it. So do like 5 a day. Don't like sit down and do 50 and then you're like, oh, I'm so wiped out, I can't do anything tomorrow. So just start building those relationships. And then really it's a tool just to brand yourself. And some days I might not feel like what I'm putting out there, but it's kind of a cycle. Like I put it out there and then everyone starts like, oh, that, you know, thanks for posting that inspiring thing. I really needed to hear that today. And I'm like, I guess I did too. So it can work both ways like that, but really what you want to do is, and I would say like have total patience with this, right? Because your world is just figuring out who you are. I mean, in some cases, and then other cases, I mean, I think, you know, people really, in our world on Facebook, no. But my goal was, and always is, like, if someone's ready to get healthy, I want me to come to mind when they think of that, right? So if I go through a lull of I haven't posted anything, well, if someone decides to get healthy and I haven't been in their world for a week or two with who I am and what I can do to help people, then they might very well go to my other friend who is a coach with another business and, you know, go with her. So how I do that is, and I can share my screen so you can kind of get an idea. But I try to post something health related twice a day. And that might seem like a lot. So if you're not promoting yet, then you can take it slower. Is it okay if I sign you out, buddy? You go right on ahead. So I just share, like, of course, before and afters are powerful, but I try to mix in like recipes that are lean and green, compliant. There's so many motivational just pictures with cool things on them. And just really anything positive, because if you think about our world, like there's so much negativity. So if you're just like, I just want to be a light, like I just want to make someone's day, what does that look like? I haven't had to sign into my Facebook in a while, so let's hope I know the password. It's auto-saved everywhere. Let's try this again. Okay. So, and then also you've probably heard the like 80-20 rule. Like you want to be like 80%, this is your personal page, right? But I also don't recommend making a business page because people have to like it, and the only people that are like, I have a business page and like 50 people like it, but I have over 1,000 friends. So I'm going to do everything on my personal page. I hardly ever touch my, oh yeah. All right. I'm just going to pull up, like, you'll see some of the photos that I posted. And there are are lots of tools to automate this for you. So you'll see, like, this is literally what we had for dinner tonight. I also share things that, like, I try to be vulnerable and transparent on Facebook because I feel like that makes people know that you're real and also lets people connect with you more. And also it gives them a sense like you're not out to get something from them. That was just something funny, a lean and green recipe, real life. So you'll see there's like a good balance. This was us like working out. And then I think I posted, and then I also like to show like work-life balance. So it's a little bit of getting people healthy, but a little bit about like how cool health coaching is. So this is me like saying, like I'm watching my kids play baseball, but I'm doing client celebration calls. Like it's the perfect evening or something like that. So branding yourself. And then when you get to the point where like, cause if you think like that many posts a day would take over your life, like it would. So a lot of this stuff is automated and I use Buffer. And what's kind of cool about that is there's a Chrome extension. If this is going over your head, just like close your ears right now. But for those of you who are like picking this up, if you go to Buffer app, you can get the Chrome extension and then you could just go to my page, right? And open a picture and right click on it and say Buffer this. And so you can just go through your favorite health coach's page. Like I literally did that 2 days ago and I filled up my feed for like 2 weeks. So then I don't have to touch it again and I can just Facebook my real life, but my business is being automated. Then the other secret, so that's cool. Like that's what you're putting out. That's what you're branding yourself. But then you still have to have that conversation and communication with people. So when people like my Take Shape stuff, I message them. I say, hey, thanks so much for the support. Like, I really appreciate it. You know, people I don't know. So if you have anyone that could use my help, would you please refer me to them? Something to that effect. Or if you know anyone who's looking for the same breakthrough that I've had in my own health, would you please let them know about me? Sometimes it's crickets back. Other people are saying, oh, awesome. I just love that you're so passionate about what you do. And then other times people are like, can I call you in 30 minutes? And they sign up to be a client. So it's just, we live in this like voyeurist world, right? Where everyone just wants to watch. So if you put the ball in their court and like send them a message, it opens that door for them to ask you, what exactly are you doing? So that's like the way to kind of take this to the next level is just messaging the people that like your before and afters, your, I mean, you could even, I do mostly before and afters, but I mean, recipes or those motivational quotes. And then the other thing that I think we have a huge opportunity for that I see a lot of other direct sales businesses do better than us is commenting on each other's stuff. So like if you see other health coaches like posting things, just comment like, this program changed my life, or I love your program, or you know, just something to that effect. And we could do that all reciprocally. I think that's a word. So there's that, and then also with all the events that we have. So I know that we're getting better about actually creating events on Facebook. Where like tonight, and Brian's the things that he does at his house, the Discover Your Optimal Health Day, that was an amazing event, and we had an actual Facebook event for it. And so as those are created, if you RSVP yes to those, but then in that event, like on the wall of that event, we can start saying like, I'm so excited, this is gonna be so much fun. Or you could tag people in there like, hey, you know, when you invite your people to come, you could tag them and say, you know, hey, Amy, Susie, and whoever, like, I'm gonna go, do y'all wanna go with me? And just make it super interactive and get the conversation going, because I mean, Facebook is built on that and what it shows people. And so if we can make it like super popular and a bunch of chatter in the events, then Facebook is going to show it to your people that you invited, like, hey, don't forget Stephanie invited you to the thing. So does that make sense? And do y'all have any questions?
It does make sense.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
On the buffer Chrome that you're doing, when you right click it and you're putting it in your little buffer to save, are you copying the comments then that you want to put, or are you going back and doing it later?
I copy them. So like, for example, if I was going to see if this has words.
Because you know how sometimes you have awesome description, and I'm like, oh, I want to say what Sherry said, but I'm going to wait and say it a week later.
Yeah,
You know
and
what I mean?
okay, so just like a blanket, and every other health coach would tell you this. I've only had one health coach message me and say like, hey, and it was because she had an actual logo design for her business, and I had posted it because I was like, this is cool, but it didn't say like trademark drink. That's the only message I've ever gotten, and I like duplicate and copy a lot of people's stuff.
Even their wording, you do?
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Yeah. So blanket statement, like just copy. I mean, why spend the time to rewrite it if you think it was written well? Definitely read it because, you know, like I've had people not read it, and I'm like, you didn't even read that, did you? You just straight copy and posted it. So yeah. If you want, like at another training, like I can actually like show you Buffer, but it's pretty. Like I figured out how to use it on my own. So if you're savvy enough that you want to use it, I think you can figure it out.
Yeah. We haven't used a Buffer. We're using Hootsuite right now.
Yeah.
I think Buffer with that copy and store might be a better option.
I couldn't I was not smart enough to figure out Hootsuite. So
I don't know where I'm Buffer.
yeah. Read it. What's that? Buffer. It's Buffer. BUFFER app. AP, I think. app.com. Yeah, and I pay the $10 a month for mine, so I can schedule further out and schedule more than once a day or something like that, and it's well worth it. It's $9.99 a month, and I do not get paid if you sign up for it. Okay. That's all I got.
That's awesome. Thank you. And actually, hey guys, so we have some things that have actually been recorded about the Buffer thingamajigger.
Okay.
That on Coach to Help. How many of you are on Coach to Help? Okay, we probably need to get some of you on that too, because it's a good thing. There's different Facebook groups that with different things that go on all the time, and some of these quotes and stuff you were talking about that are great to post and stuff like that. I was just one thing I love is being inspired. Do you guys like being inspired?
Yes.
So that kind of gets you going, keeps you going, right? And okay. So one thing I was gonna share two things with you here. This is so true. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. Albert Einstein. There's another one here that I saw my son post this morning, and this is so true. I was dying. First, I was dying to finish high school and start college. Then I was dying to finish college and start working. Then I was dying to marry and have children. Then I was dying for my children to grow old from school so I could return to work. And then I was dying to retire, and now I'm dying. And suddenly I realized I forgot to live. You guys feel like that sometimes? Okay, so one thing I want to mention before I bring Buddy up, and that is with the Facebook thing, and I'm not great on Facebook, not very technological savvy or anything like that. But anyway, I will tell you this. In the last 2 days, because of some things I posted, because I had some of those, did any of you listen to those transformational stories on Saturday? We start doing this. We're going to start doing those every month, once a month, and bring on 5 new people to tell their story. They're awesome. They're inspirational. They're all from different backgrounds, all that, and different demographics. It's great. Anyway, I post that as an event, right? And I start tagging people in it. Well, I kind of got my wife a little mad at me the other day because mine stopped at 500 on my Facebook for some reason. I guess they don't allow you to invite more than 500 people. So I started using my wife's, and she goes, "You did what?" So I got a little bit of trouble. I said, "Hey, honey, don't worry about it. It's okay. It's fun. It's all good." But I will tell you this: that just in the last week, I've had 2 people that called me. One guy called me today. One guy called a couple of days ago. Came tonight. He's going to talk to me tomorrow. One guy called today out of the blue. I didn't even know what. I was like, "Why is he calling me? Hey, you guys are having that dinner thing tonight?" I'm like, "Oh, did I tell you that?" I mean, I just looking through people, and I was like, oh, okay. And yeah. And he goes, is that what you do for a living? I'm like, yeah. He goes, oh, I'm going to be there. Okay. If you don't put yourself out there, nobody knows what you do. So why not put yourself out there? Now, if you want business, put yourself out there, you're going to get business. And I want to mention you guys because Thompson's here. They were on a call, right? That's okay. So I actually put it in an email out to everybody, so some of you heard it. But so it's that transformational story call. And right after the call, and I just tagged people in Idaho, and we haven't really talked about the business too much or anything like that. I mean, we know each other from church. But right after the call, I get a message from Jared. It says, my wife and I listen to the stories. We want to become clients and health coaches. When can we meet? Don't you guys want a text message like that right after? Look, guys, we have the real deal. People want change. People are looking for this. They are actually looking for this. You know, there's millions and millions of people that are in different companies that are looking for something. Seriously, because it's not working what they're doing. So think about this. Put it out there. Let people know. It's not your job to decide who does it and who doesn't. I feel it's your job and obligation to give them the information and say, hey, it's up to you. I don't care. I really don't care who does this. It really doesn't matter to me. In fact, if you're in that transactional moment where you're not looking for transformation, all you're doing is looking to get an order or get somebody on as a coach, you know where that comes across as? Right. You want to be that person? No. Ask some questions. Find out if the timing's right. Find out if there's something else they want. We were on a call tonight. Horace and I were on a call tonight, and I asked him questions first, didn't I? I didn't go right into what I do. I didn't go right into my story. I asked him questions, and I tried to get some connection there. We had two different people on the line. It was kind of difficult to do two people on the line. I'm like, okay, next. But were they excited afterwards? Because I found out about them first. It's not about you. It's never about you. If it's about you, you're done. You're never going to succeed in this business. Honestly. This business is a business of growth. You will grow if you truly want to. If you don't want growth, don't be involved in this. You will experience growth. You'll keep on growing too. So with that, I got Dr. Buddy Allen. Next.
That's all I get?
Yes. Global director.
No intro, come on. You know what, I'm going to share my little takeaway from the training this last weekend up at Sundance. And if I duplicate someone else, I'm sorry. I was a little bit late getting here because we were doing a presentation for another health coach at their office. And I would have to say, along the lines of what Bryan was saying, especially for new coaches, but even coaches that have been around a while, use your coaches or your upline or your sponsors to help you. We went and did this little meeting just for a few people in my friend's office, and it was a great little meeting, and everyone that was there signed up. As that's the reason I was late, because they kept asking questions, but everyone signed up, and I was like, you know what, that's what used to happen when we used to do it in our office. You know, when the very first meeting we ever did, Bryan came and did it for us, and it wasn't even that good of a meeting, but you know what? Not saying anything about Bryan, I'll tell you right now, the presentations that we used to have were terrible. You know, even the ones coming from the company, they weren't very good. And yet, nonetheless, we had like 70% of the people or better sign up at every single one of those things that we would do. So when there are events, and Bryan said this at our last training, and he said it before, man, let someone else do the training for you. Let someone else, you get them there, and there's other people. Tony is a wonderful, he is so good about sharing how good the program is. And there are people that are really talented. Man, let them do the work for you. All you have to do is say, come with me. All I'm saying is, give me 1.5 hours of your night and just come and see what this is. Maybe it's something for you. So anyway, so if I could say anything tonight, start doing, plug into the little events that we're doing. I know myself personally, I'm going to be doing a lot more presentations than I've done in a lot of years, because that's one, it's really very fun. It's fun to see people say, okay, yeah, I want to do this. But two, that's how I can help my coaches do the things that they want to do to transform their lives or to help their friends, their family, and to grow their business. So back to my takeaway from the training that we just had that I thought was pretty fantastic. Actually, the whole training was amazing, and I'm really glad that I went, because I was debating it. I was kind of like, I've been to this 8 times. I was thinking, am I going to learn anything more than I already know? And I promise you, I learned a lot more than I knew before. And my favorite thing was, and it was just one little quote. It basically said, it said, just keep striving to learn. But it said, the one thing that she said that really hit me, it says, the obstacle is the way. All right. And then she went on to explain it. And if you think about it, the things that we're not really good at oftentimes are the obstacles. For new coaches, and I'll tell you some of my obstacles, it took me years to get over some of them, was coming into this business. I saw this as one of those businesses. I saw this as, this isn't a very admirable thing to do for a chiropractor talking to their patients about, networking or network marketing. I saw this as one of those type of businesses. It took me years to kind of get over that and realize that's really not what we are. But because of that, because that was my obstacle for a long time as a health coach, I never introduced the health coaching opportunity as part of the full offering of what we have. And so there's a lot of people that I didn't give the full offering of health, because, and that was really kind of what really was solidified this weekend for me was, man, being a health coach, it's for me. All the, if I want to be able to help more people, that means what do I have to learn myself? What do I have to do to learn and grow to be able to do that? And it's about my development. So if I don't offer that to someone else who wants to be the best version of them, then I'm shortchanging them. And like I said, it took me years to really get over that concept. And so that whole seeing the obstacles, where most of us will hit an obstacle and go around it, I think that's where we get lost lots of times. Okay, we know where we want to go, and then we hit that tough part, or something happens and we're like, well, I don't really want to go through that door because I know it stinks. So we kind of start veering off, and then we kind of get lost off the side of the road. Whereas not only is the obstacle where we need to grow personally, it's actually the road we need to take to get us there more quickly. So that was my huge takeaway, and I really hope that, I'm not for certain, but I'm pretty sure they're going to bring this gal back to help train all of us at future training. So get yourself qualified to attend any and all the trainings you can attend, because this truly is the health coaching. It's for us. Okay, I love helping people get healthy. I really do. But I really love the idea of me being able to get a little bit better from day to day, week to week, year to year. So if I could say anything, just start moving forward, use your coaches, and be excited about this. We have a wonderful thing to offer people. It's easy to get caught up in our own struggles and frustrations and stress and whatever, but just stay connected, attend the events that you can, and invite people to join you, because this is really a lot of fun when you bring people along with you. Okay, so for those of you online, I'm going to try, give me 1 second to try and pull this up. I hope it works. I emailed it to myself. We got, and I'm going to show you guys here. Does this show up on the, can you see it? So this little, we call it the map, and it's basically our monthly action plan. I kind of also would like to call it your massive action plan, because really to have a monthly action plan, essentially this is the way to structure yourself to move forward, to continue to advance. And I'll just kind of give a caveat right here. Terry Miller kind of shared this with us at the training we just went to. And again, for all those of you online, I'll help Brian get this scanned in. I don't think it's available in the back office yet, but we will scan this in and we'll be able to email it, or people will be able to get a hold of it.
Maybe make a couple changes to it.
Okay, irregardless, you'll be able to get this very soon. But really what this is it's no different than when we talk about setting goals. When we talk about setting goals, we talk about not just thinking about what you want to do, about actually writing things down. And so Terry and she was kind of walking us through how she uses this. Basically, last month, because of this particular device, now, mind you, Terry has a massive organization of coaches that she works with. They sponsored 52 new executive directors last month in their group. Okay, and it's because they use tools that are duplicable, that we can duplicate. Okay, if we want to grow a big business, it's one thing to say in our head, ooh, I want to be an integrated global director and make a certain amount of money. And it's one thing to wish that and to want that. It's another thing to take it, put it down as a goal right up here on the top of this tracker, and literally track it. How many people in here are business owners? Okay, as a business owner, there's things we have to track. If you have inventory that people are purchasing, you have to track the inventory that comes in and that's going out, so you know when you need to order. You have to track numbers, how much I'm making, what I'm doing. All of that stuff's important. This little form helps simplify your whole business, okay? And what it's gonna be able to do is you're gonna keep this with you. You're gonna have this filled out by the first of the month every month, okay? I recommend you do it in the last week, so it's ready for the next month. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna 3-hole punch it, and you're gonna have a binder from month to month to month so you can follow the people you're working with. And what you're gonna do, the way it's set up is you can literally track whether if you're gonna go executive director by volume alone. You could say, that's my goal this month is to go by volume. Or you could say, you know what, I wanna actually go with 2 senior coaches. You can circle, that I'm gonna go with the 3-and-2 plan, or however you're gonna do it. As far as points is concerned, you can put down the people here for those of you online. Sorry you can't see this, you just have to kind of listen. But basically, you can put down the people you already have. Down below, you can put the top 10 contacts that you have. Sorry if you guys can't see this, or if you can't see it very well. But basically, you can start tracking the people that you're thinking about, because it's okay to say, I've been thinking. There have been people that I've thought about for many weeks, sometimes many months, before I finally had the opportunity or the right scenario to present the program. Okay, but if I don't have them here and written down, there have been people that I've thought about that I also forgot about because I didn't write them down. This is a way to keep you on track, okay? On the back side of this sheet, for those of you online, there is a place, we talk about creating our lists, right? This is a list that we can continue, our contact list of the people that we're thinking about. Whether we've contacted them or not, we don't want to forget about them. All right, so start making that list. And again, this goes with you everywhere. One of the things Terry shared, and I would totally agree with her, she says, the more beat up and ugly this looks by the end of the month, the better you did. Okay, this is something you should bring with you everywhere you go, and something that you look at every day. There's off to the side here, as we start developing coaches, there's places for us to kind of follow our coaches' progress, and maybe even the goals that we have for them, so we know how to help them. By tracking your business, you will grow faster, much faster, and in a much more solid way than if you do not track it. Okay, now it's a lot easier, and I realize it's a lot easier just to kind of write down on pad paper here and there and have little Post-its all over the place, but it's not as efficient. This takes a little more time. This takes some forethought, but the disciplines to really do big things take a little bit more time, generally speaking. So basically with this, it's pretty self-explanatory. I don't have to explain it too much, but I can promise you, and we already have you know, I would say some stats to suggest that it's incredibly effective. 52 new executive directors would be pretty awesome in your organization. Okay. So that being said, start learning the disciplines of tracking and following your business. Some of the stories that we heard at convention, in fact, both Dan Valentine and there was one other health coach, and I'm blanking on who it was. They were very close to going presidential director. They had written it off. They're like, oh, they didn't think they could make it until their coach was tracking and watching them and called them up a week or two before and said, you can do this. Look at right here. They saw things that they hadn't seen and they showed them how to do it. And lo and behold, because of that ability to track and follow that health coach, they were able to go presidential director. So I'm pretty sure, I don't want to put words in your mouth. I'm pretty sure all of us would like to grow as fast as possible. Anyone want to take the road to presidential and make it 10, 20 years down the road? All right, I didn't think so. If we could do that in the next 2 to 5 years, sound like a better plan, right? So that's what this is going to help us do. This is one of the tools, and it is going to change a little bit. One of the things they mentioned is there's a few other trackers that as you have larger organizations that are going to help you to track, other parts of your group. But this is a little bit of a work in progress. We want to make these tools as good as we can. So they might change a little bit, but we would like for everyone to use them so we can get feedback. So we can see where, maybe you'd be like, ooh, it would be really great to have a little something over here to be able to, again, I don't know, to be able to track different things. So that would be beneficial to your business. But use the things that the company has. I would say the biggest failures I've had as a health coach have been trying to recreate something that was already done because I thought I could do it better. All right, use it. We know it works. Let's just kind of keep working together so we can make this all better. And is that what am I forgetting? Tony, Brenda, Brian, am I forgetting anything about this? I think that's pretty much it. Just use the tools, get good at tracking. The better thumb you have on your business and who's doing things and so you don't forget individuals, the better you're going to grow, the faster you're going to grow, the more people you're going to help. So yeah, I hope that does. Again, be looking for the map, everyone online, and we'll get it available to you as quick as we can. Thank you.
Okay. Is this mine? I'm just making sure,
If not,
Okay. Yep. Yeah, I put that in there. No. All right. So, how's it going so far? Good? Okay, we only have about 25 minutes left. First of all, kind of a recap here. When we first started here, we talked about Sundance a little bit, how great it was. And we talked about going senior coach, getting your first 5 clients on the program. That kind of get you started. And we talked about the modules, which is very important to go through the modules so you kind of know what's going on. What's cool about the modules is if you want to see the best of the best that's been in our business, go look at the modules, look at the videos, check it out, see what's going on, and take it one step at a time. And then work with your mentor, work with your coach, have that third-party credibility. Don't think you can do it on your own. You may be able to do something on your own, but you're probably not going to do everything on your own. And you don't want to be on an island. You want to get involved in your community of mentors and in the community of Take Shape for Life for all the people. That's why one thing I love the talent that we have coming into this company. Oh my gosh. I kind of feel inadequate sometimes because all these, people that are great speakers and they come from different things in business and in life, and everybody has passion. They love what they're doing. And I love that we have a lot of talent. So take from that talent, use that. Like Buddy says, don't recreate the wheel. Don't try to do something do what already works. use Facebook. If you don't have Facebook, if you're not using Facebook, use it. Don't, look, I know people have gone executive and beyond executive just on Facebook. Just people on Facebook. So utilize that tool and then make the connections and build the relationships. Building a relationship of trust over time is going to be key to residual income, is going to be key to having more and more people get healthy, okay? And there is that transformational piece and there is the transactional piece. There's both pieces. Learn them both. Use them. Understand that when you're putting on a new health coach, that's going to help in our mission. That's going to help in your mission to get more people healthy and also to help you financially. I think we all want that. I think everybody wants that. It's just, I think the problem is our concepts. What we think in our mind, what we think, oh, well, they wouldn't be interested. Or we think, well, I don't want to offend somebody, right? It's all in our mind. It really is. If you go with the attitude that you want to change you want to help, you're not changing their life. They're changing their life. They're taking responsibility for their life. But you are going to be a tool in helping them get what they want in life. How cool is that? It is, it's admirable. It's awesome. It's like you're an agent of what is it? Agent of transformation. You're an agent of transformation. You're transforming your life by helping others transform their lives. If you're going after it as I'm going to go get another client or I'm going to go get another health coach, you're going at it the wrong way. Our job is just to inform people, educate people on what is out there, find out first what they want, educate them on what we have, paint a picture of what's possible in their life. Don't focus on you, focus on them. What is possible in their life? What can they accomplish? People don't even, a lot of people, like I said, they're not dreaming anymore. They're not thinking about those kind of things. They're just thinking about, I got to go to work tomorrow. And then I got to go to bed, then I go to work again. Think about what this can do for other people. And in doing that, what it's going to do for you. So now the map, you got to understand the map is for those that have hit senior, maybe manager or whatever, and then they want to get to what? Fully integrated business coach. You know, on average, a fully integrated business coach makes about $60,000 a year. And I would say most of our fully integrated business coaches are part-time, meaning they're putting in less than 20 hours a week. At that point, they may want to go a little bit further. They may want to become a fully integrated business leader. And they make hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. But what does that represent? I have to always get back to that because people get caught up on the money thing. That represents thousands of people getting healthy. That's what it represents. It represents people being transformed. And it represents maybe hundreds of people getting their finances in order, helping them out with their finances. And you have the ability to do that. But it starts by becoming, if you're just getting started, I know some of you are, maybe becoming senior coach. And one of the things Buddy was talking about, like he was over at an event tonight where he had, how many people did he have there? 4 or 5? And all of them signed up? Yeah, all of them signed up for the program. Think about this. Have an event at your house. Have your business coach come to your house. Invite some people over. Say, look, I'm doing this because I really enjoy what it represents. I'm seeing what's happening here. Have them come over to your house, your area. If you're a business coach, maybe have them come to your house. Show up. You know how we used to build this business? In homes. We had one event every week at a hotel, and all the other events were in homes. I don't know how many homes I've been to do these kind of things. You don't have to do it there. That's one way of doing it. Why not utilize every way of doing it? You've got Facebook. Remember, you got third-party credibility. Utilize that. Get people on calls. I was just doing one today, actually a couple today, and I'm doing one tomorrow, going to a place of business and talking to somebody. And that is how you get things done. Utilize that. Utilize your mentor. Utilize those that are in your line. And utilize the stories that you already hear. See, one thing we didn't have tonight, we didn't really talk about this, but how many, just by a show of hands, and you guys can raise your hand too up there on the screen. Well, we don't have all of you. We see a few of you. Anyway, how many have been on the program and lost 10 pounds? 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 40, 50, 60. Awesome. 70. And I know Stephanie, who's lost over 100, right? Is that? Oh, Joanne's up there. Joanne's lost a lot of weight too. Okay, so, but look, oh yeah, here we go, Rick. Oh, there's a couple pounders. Somebody texted me and said, I got somebody that really has a lot of weight to lose. And I kind of kiddingly said, what did I say? Oh, you got a 401k. Of course, that's kidding. But look, you've got somebody that actually is going to help transform their life. And what's that going to do for you? You guys, you know, this is what's interesting about this. If you don't see the correlation, get rid of the concept. The concept is, maybe I don't want to talk to this person about being a coach because I'm afraid of what he might say or she might say. I don't want to talk to this person about getting healthy. Think about this. What's it going to do for them? This is what I love about this business. What it does for them is going to be way better than what it's going to do for me monetarily. Think about that. As a new coach, as somebody on the program, you get somebody that loses 100 pounds, what does that do to their life? Transforms them, changes a lot of things about them. And because we have a help system, a system to help them keep it off the rest of their life, what does that do for their life? The same with the business. So remember, we have transformational and we have transactional, and they go together. If you have one without the other, then that's where you come in. That's what the problem is, or a lot of us are concepts. Okay, so we have the map that takes you to fully integrated business coach. We have another thing that actually will take you to fully integrated business leader. So we have these step-by-step processes. What's the first step? Senior. Help 5 people get on the program. And you know, by the way, if you're a senior, and this is what it does for your coaches too. Like some of you are actually, how many seniors do we have in here? And how about seniors and higher? Okay. I want you to look at something here. You got on the screen there, seniors and higher. Okay. I want you to look a second. Senior and higher is actually somebody that's making a good $4,000, $5,000 a year in income. Okay. But I want you to do this. How many executives and higher do we have in this room? We got 7 just in this room right here. There's not very many people. How many executives? I don't know. I can't see all of them. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. There's a lot of people. Executives and higher are really about 30,000 or more a year in income on average. Is that pretty impressive for just this room? There's only 40 people, guys. From this right here and this right here is about 40, maybe about 40 people total, I think. 20, 30. Okay. I'm just trying to do the numbers here. How many are nationals and higher? Do we have nationals and higher? 5. So just out of this, we have nationals and higher, right? And we have globals and higher. How many globals and higher do we have? We got a couple right there. 5. That's pretty impressive. A global on average is making about $20,000 a month in income, on average. What does that represent? Again, transactional, transformational. It represents a lot of people getting their health back. I can't tell you how many times I've had people come up to me with tears in their eyes saying, thank you so much. You know what kind of feeling that is? To have somebody that really actually transformed their lives, helped them in so many ways. And some of those people didn't have any weight to lose. He really didn't have any weight to lose. I helped transform him in another way. Maybe I gave them their husband back from work, right? Maybe it was a stay-at-home mom and somebody that, and these are true stories. This is what happens. What is your goal? What are you dreaming about? What do you want? Now what's interesting about this time of year is we're getting in the holidays. It's getting closer, right? Getting closer. Getting a little bit colder in some areas. In fact, I looked at the weather report for this area. I think we're going to be 60s next week and lows in the 40s or something like that. And we're going to start getting a little bit colder. And then you get into the holidays. And what happens in the holidays? Food. Everything happens in the holidays, right? And what happens at either work functions or church functions or school functions? If you see a vegetable tray, it's usually off in the corner, probably in the dark somewhere, right? Pies and whatever and all these great things. Okay. So people gain weight over the holidays. Are you talking to people right now? Are you planting those seeds? Are you laying the foundation of your business? Because what happens in January is amazing. End of December, 1st of January is just amazing. People come out from under their rocks. They're like, okay, New Year's resolutions, right? And we know we have much more than a diet, so we can help transform them, their way of thinking on the program. And some of them will become health coaches. If you're not laying the foundation now, you should be. Now I want to talk about an incentive trip. Anybody interested in this incentive trip we have coming up? There's already 50 people that are qualified, something like that, for the incentive trip. There's probably going to be over 100 by the end of this month. We've never had that in any of our other incentives, people that early. The end of the incentive qualification is the end of January. Okay, so I'm always thinking, what can I do now to kind of lay the foundation? And by the end of January, can I have just four coaches? 2 of them become seniors, and 2 of them have 1 order each to go on this trip? Can I have that? The answer is yes, you can, if you lay the foundation right now. I'm not going to go into details, but this is the thing. I foresee at this incentive trip, I don't know, Buddy, Tony, Brendan, do you guys foresee like 500 people at this one? Easy. Well, the most I think we've ever had was maybe a couple hundred. There's going to be more than double people at this incentive trip. Now, where's the incentive? It's in March, towards the end of March, I think. And there's going to be a lot of happy people on this Coronado Island in San Diego. I don't know if you've ever been there, but it is a pretty cool place. We were actually there when I took my kids and my family down for about a month down to Disneyland. There were at our national convention. This was last year. We actually spent a few days down in San Diego, and I was looking for places online. I just kind of, okay, where do you want to go? Where do you want to go? So I'm checking out these places, and I saw this nice place, and it's on Coronado Island. And I went there, and then we saw this hotel, the Coronado Hotel. And we went there, and we're like, I want to stay here, but we didn't stay. We stayed somewhere else. It was like a mile away. But it was so cool. It's very historic. They did a lot of movies there. It's going to be just a blast. They have an awesome beach and everything. All you have to do is have 2 people that sign up as health coaches that each get an order of $310 or more in that month that they sign up as a health coach. Okay, you're going to help them. What's in it for them, right? And 2 people that within the first 30 days become a senior coach. I get their 5 clients. And how do you do that? We've already been talking about how to do that. But it comes down to how many people you're talking to. And it comes down to how many people you're talking to about the opportunity as well. And then in February, the end of February, those that are qualified as an executive director, which is about 20 clients, or 5 senior coaches, senior coach teams, or a combination of the 2. If they qualify between now and the end of January, they can go to what's called our Go Global event. And in Go Global, this year is going to be in Baltimore. Okay, totally different weather. So you're going to go in the cold in the end of February, but we're going to be able to see the facility. where the Medifast is, where the meal replacements are made. It's awesome. We're going to be able to go to corporate and see like the Take Shape for Life building and everything. It's going to be awesome. And you're going to be there with all the leaders, and it's going to be amazing. So we have that event in February. You want to qualify by the end of January. And then we have the Hotel Coronado event. And it's going to be awesome. It always is. How many of you here have been on an incentive trip? You guys been on? Oh, yeah. Aren't they awesome? Company does it upright. It's always good, always amazing. And it's just fun. It's just fun. And then next year we have convention in Austin, Texas. The reason why I'm telling you about these events is where leaders are born. People get a bigger picture about what is possible. The events that we have here, the events that we're going to have some more events at our house. I love having events and just basically showing people what it is, what's possible. I mean, if you can paint a picture for somebody what's possible, what do you think they'll do? They'll probably want to do it, right? They'll probably want to get involved with the mission to get America healthy. So you want to utilize all that. So national convention will be next year in July. So let me end this by talking a little bit from my vantage point, what has happened and what is going to happen. And what's interesting about this, in my vantage point, is when I first started this and I got involved with it, everybody thought I was nuts except my parents, but they were nuts too. They got involved with me. And then they took off for a little while and then came back in. But my brothers and sisters, they don't want nothing to do with this stuff. None of my friends are like, they're like, oh my gosh, Bryan, what are you doing now? My wife, same thing. You know, if this doesn't work, you better not do anything else. You better just stick with what you know. Roofs and ladders. I'm like, oh, please shoot me now. And it was interesting because we didn't have the Habits Health system. We didn't have a track to run on. We didn't have people making income. So, I mean, it wasn't really that much. I mean, so it was like we're trying to make our way, right? Now we have everything we need to be successful. Now, what I will tell you is this. Some people come now, some people come later. Most of my family came later. Most of them anywhere between 5 and 10 years after I started. Most of my friends came later, between 5 and 10 years after I started. Now, I don't know what kind of relationship I had with them. Let's think. But I never gave up. And I never once gave up on them either. I just kept on talking. It was interesting because, and I tell this, it's kind of funny, but I'll tell this. My brother's up there. And anyway, so I'll tell you, this is what, so we would have Thanksgiving every year, right? At my parents' house. And everybody get together. Everybody talk about their thing, what they're doing. Of course, I'm just doing the same thing. I'm talking about my thing, what I'm doing. That Take Shape's awesome. This is great. What would I hear? Oh, Bryan, stop talking about that Take Shape for Life thing. Now what happens? Bryan, tell me. Now what do I need to do here? Point is this, that everybody has their time. It doesn't matter when people, it's their choice. It doesn't matter. Some will come now, some will come later. Work with the people that want it now. Don't spin your wheels on people that don't. Stop making it, then you know what? When you do that, what happens? You make it about who? About you. You don't make it about other people. Oh man, if I heard this once. This was from an assistant I had back in Portland for a little bit before I left and moved to here. And she wasn't a senior coach yet. She was a health coach, but she was working with me doing some stuff that I didn't want to do. I delegated to her. And I'll tell you, she said, you know what, Bryan, I want what you have. And I looked at her and I said, okay, let's do this then. She goes, you know what though? I've got this lady. She would be awesome with this business. If we can just get her to do this. And I said, that's your problem. She goes, what? You're waiting for this person to get going with it. What are you doing outside of this person? Who else do you have on your list? You got one person you're focused on? We get stuck in the mud sometimes, don't we? You know how to get people out of the mud? Get yourself out of the mud. Reach down and grab them. And sometimes we have to get ourselves out of the mud by reaching up to a person that sponsored us. Say, help me, I want help. Guess what? I know about all of the leaders in Take Shape for Life. And the leaders in Take Shape for Life, they all have a heart. They all love people. They want what's the best for them. And they're always looking to see who's reaching up. That's what I know about this business. That's what I know about this culture. It's the most awesomest thing I've ever, as awesomest, is that a word? Awesomest thing. You don't have to know good English to do this. You don't have to be real smart, real bright. You know what you have to have? A heart and a word on your sleeve all the time. And just reach out to people. And you have to have fun too. If you're not having fun, nobody else is coming along for the ride. And if you're a fuddy-duddy, get over it. Have fun, because this is so much fun. We have so much fun with Take Shape for Life. I would never stop doing what I do. Never. I might stop for a season, or I may slow down a little bit. You know why? Because I can. Because I can enjoy that. We have in Take Shape for Life freedom for people. We can actually give people financial freedom and freedom from their health challenges in life. We can do that. But we got to have fun doing it. And we got to be there for them. And we can't spin our wheels with people that don't want to go. You know, I love when people say, Bryan, thank you so much for not giving up on me. You know what? I never give up on anyone. People give up on themselves. And then maybe they have a challenge and they decide they want to do something with it. And I'm there, I'm a phone call away. That's what you need to do. You need to give people the information. You need to paint a picture of what's possible. You need to have fun doing it and help people along the way. And if you help people get what they want, you'll get what you want sevenfold. Always. It's the law of giving and receiving. It's how it works. It's a universal law. There's also the law of attraction. Don't be a fuddy-duddy. People want somebody that's having fun. If you're not having fun, start having fun. How do you do that? By not focusing on the dollar sign. That's how you do it. When I was going through my business bankruptcy, I lost everything. Except our house, because I made double payments on it for 6 months. We were struggling. I had some nice things. Had to go buy my wife this van that was ridiculously hideous. It had the panels on the side, the wood panels, you know? When that thing broke down, I'm like, thank you. On the side of the road, and we left it. I actually left it there. Actually, there was a mechanic shop, and I pushed it over there, and I said, you guys want this? Use it for parts. I don't care. But this is what I did. This is what I didn't do. I didn't focus on the bill collectors calling me. I didn't focus on the people, the naysayers that said I couldn't do it. I focused on what I wanted. I went after it. I didn't care how long it took me to get there, but I kept on moving because I wanted it more than anything. If you have that desire, you can do whatever you want to do. And people said, you're crazy. And now they say I'm lucky. And luck is where opportunity meets preparedness. Are you prepared? And are you willing to take the opportunities? If you don't take the opportunities, you will miss them. Because they are there every single day of your life, I guarantee you. It's just you don't look for them. You don't keep your mind going and keep everything open. You don't keep your dreams going. If you don't keep your dreams going, you won't get there. You got to have a dream board, a vision board. You got to figure out what it is you want and go after it and use your mentorship to do that. So at the end here, I want to say what, I can't remember who it was. I think it was Tony. Was talking about leading from the future. We act in the now. Are you leading from the future? Can you see yourself there? If you can't, have your mentor help you with that until you gain that for yourself. Act in the now. Act now. Every single day you do something, you're going to move further and further along in your business if you choose to. You're talking to people. Every single day on your health, it's the same thing. We're either moving towards optimal health or we're moving away from it. There's no really, sometimes you can maintain for a while, but if you don't watch it, you'll slip and you'll fall. But that's okay too. Slip and you fall, you get up. Okay. Are you taking responsibility? Are you embracing the obstacles along the way? You know what? The obstacles along the way are your stories. Those stories are invaluable. You will be able to share those stories with other people and inspire them. So if you think you're having a hard time, cool, awesome, embrace it, because it's going to be for the better of yourself, your improvement, and your business, and help other people with that. Are you authentic? Are you being real? Are you hiding behind something? Say, look, this is me. This is it. Here to help you. Are you developing that trust? And are you awakening potential in other people? Because if you do that, you will, through our transformational system, develop, and you will experience extraordinary results yourself, and also you will help others experience extraordinary results, which is very cool. Not only financial, not only physically, but also financially if you choose to help them. And our mission really is to get America healthy and then the world. And honestly, we haven't even scratched a scratch on the surface yet. We're just so small. We're so tiny, but we pack a big stick because we have the results. We already have the transformational, the predictable results to transform people's lives. So with that, I'm finished. And is there any questions? Is everybody excited? Is everybody happy? Is everyone going to have a little bit more fun? Is everyone going to stop worrying about their crap? Everybody has crap. Everybody. If I talk about my crap, even though you go, oh my gosh, she's got a, no, I got a lot of crap. You want me to talk about it? I don't want to talk about it. I'm not focused on it. I'm focused on what's ahead. And what's ahead is more people getting healthy, more people enjoying life, more people experiencing what I experience. I love that. I mean, you know what? I would hate it if there wasn't a track for people to, I wouldn't be able to do this. I couldn't stand up here and go, you guys can do it, if I knew you couldn't. That's the truth. I do it because I know you can do it, because if I did it, anybody can do this. And those of you that know me well, you'd probably be nodding your head right now. Troy, nodding. Troy, my brother, he's probably nodding. Yep.
You're nuts.
He's
crazy. He's a lunatic.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for participating. All of our trainers tonight.
All right, guys. I muted him. So, 2 hours long. I know it's long. I understand. You guys, anybody get anything to take away from that? Because I know a lot of you guys kind of nodded off a little bit. One thing I'd like to do, and that he didn't go over, and then I'm hoping that we'll do very soon, is I want to go over the monthly action, plan. So you guys really understand it. And that's something that we didn't go into over detail. So we'll get that. I apologize that was not, part of what was going on here, because I know a lot of you guys were looking forward to that, and that's something that that I really wanted to talk about. I know his audio on his end they weren't able to hear me, so hopefully that worked earlier today, and I don't know why it didn't work now, but we'll work on that here this next week, guys. We're going to go through that and deal with any of the questions and concerns and different things that you guys have. You guys have anything to add before I stop? Anything?
How much of a change is there in the map from what the monthly success tracker was before?
Okay, so and I've seen a couple of the old charts from what it was, and I don't know. Joanne, did you ever use any of the trackers?
Yeah, this is, I did. And this is, you know, how can I put it? It's kind of the trackers and structural tension all together. It's a combination, but it's not so much where you got to do your desired state, your current reality. The numbers speak for themselves. It's really much simpler than any of the trackers that I've used. And you not only have the map, but you also have the lap. That's the leadership action plan. So we have two of them going on. The map is your monthly action plan, and the lap is your leadership action plan. So, you know, the map is where you take a look at your particular business, and it's just so simple. You know, I do it mentally, tracking it through my back office now. I know what's going on, and I can go look at my B-Slim orders. But this actually lets you write down who's going to be your clients, going to identify your. It's so clear. It just jumps off the page at you. You're really going to have a real clear picture of your business.
Yeah.
Much clearer than you would writing it on a piece of paper. Okay. Really going to be great.
Awesome.
I've already started using it.
And the other thing, Joanne, I was going to add is that all the people that I work with, I am going to start going over first of the month, like first day of the month. That's going to be something we're going to put into place, and it's going to take a couple, 2 or 3 months for a lot of you. You know, we haven't used it, so the Millers have been using it for a good year or so. So they've been putting it into place. So it's going to take a little bit of time to basically bring this in. So I'm kind of excited. We'll probably talk about it. I'm hopefully going to talk about it next Thursday, and we're going to go into detail. It might be a little long, guys, but I think it's important for everybody to understand it. And I think Joanne's probably in agreement with that too. And Joanne too, if you want to come in next Thursday, you're more than always welcome. Any of your team, any of your people that want to come in, you're always welcome for that. So.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I think it's great. I think we need to focus on it. I don't think you need to move anywhere else. You need to go over the map, the monthly action plan. You need to understand it. You just need to get your head around it, because that's what's going to move your business. Period.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. Okay. Hey guys, what were you saying, Joanne?
I'll be with you.
Okay.
I'm going to invite my team to come on board too.
That'd be great, because more the merrier. I can have up to 100 people on this. So love to have join you and any of your team anytime.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, guys, so that's it. And I'm sure that's enough. You guys
Good night.
We will, I'll stop this. It'll be on Coach to Health for anybody that missed it. If your coaches want to hit that. So thanks for sticking with us, and have a great night, everybody.
Night.
Right.